One time for your mind. One time for your mind.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Just Checking In, a Strong Friend Check-In Mini-sode. I'm your host, Adriana Sequel, and today I'm rocking solo, but I have a very important topic to discuss with you guys. So if you haven't already heard, if you've been under a rock, if you just haven't been paying attention, it looks like Tory Lanez could officially be facing jail time for his assault of Megan Thee Stallion. So, according to TMZ, the LA County DA's office hit him with one count of assault with a semi automatic firearm and one count of carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle. The DA also alleges Tory inflicted great bodily injury. If convicted, the rapper slash singer faces up to 22 years and 8 months in prison. So it looks like Mr. Lanes or Mr. Daystar Peterson, whatever, is going to be hitting the slammer if convicted. And to that I say, good riddance, because we're Team Megan over here. And why are we Team Megan? Because I support Black women. Yes, you guys, today I really want to discuss what listening to Black women, what protecting Black women really means. It's a subject that has been argued and debated on social media, but I really think it's time that we take that conversation off social media and start having it in real life with our family members, our friends, our associates. There are plenty of Black women who are feeling the same way Megan Thee Stallion does right now. And how does Megan feel, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. Megan Thee Stallion actually penned an op-ed for the New York Times entitled Why I Speak Up for Black Women. And it's a really great read if you guys haven't already read it. Basically, Megan is explaining the ways in which Black women are by and large not protected by men of our own race, by white people, other people of color, just this country in general. We are left to fend for ourselves. Seems like we're all we got. So I wanted to give you guys just a little excerpt of some of what Megan wrote, and it's really great. This girl has a great pen, not just lyrics wise, but she could also be a really great writer. So let's dig into some of what Megan has to say. So, after a lot of self-reflection on that incident, the incident with Tory Lanez, I realized that violence against women is not always connected to being in a relationship. Instead, it happens because too many men treat all women as objects, which helps them to justify inflicting abuse against us when we choose to exercise our own free will. From the moment we begin to navigate the intricacies of adolescence, we feel the weight of this threat, the weight of contradictory expectations and misguided preconceptions. Many of us begin to put too much value on how we are seen by others. That's if we are seen at all. The issue is even more intense with Black women who struggle against stereotypes and are seen as angry or threatening when we try to stand up for ourselves and our sisters. There's not much room for passionate advocacy if you are a Black woman. And to that, unfortunately, I would have to say I relate. And I think that a lot of my Black sisters can relate as well. It's very difficult to get our points across and how we're feeling, especially in light of everything that's going on in today's world. Black women are being attacked, they're being killed. We're also watching our Black brothers being killed in the streets, and we're fighting a dual battle, trying to stand up for ourselves and stand up for them, but we're always left holding the bag, and who's standing up for us? Like I said before, it seems like we're all we've got, but we have so many other groups in our society that claim to be allies. But are you really acting as an ally for your Black sisters? So here's the question, right? How do we protect Black women? What does that mean? What does that look like for us? And I'm sure if you ask a bunch of different black women, you're going to get a bunch of different responses because protection looks different to everybody. So I posed a question on my Instagram, specifically authentically underscore ASB. Go ahead and hit that follow. But my homegirl Lifestyles by Lauren, Luscious Lifestyle by Lauren. Hey girl. To that question, she actually said, listening to them, um, listening to them, stop doubting them and arguing with their truth. That's how she thinks, we can protect black women. And I would agree with that. I think that listening to black women is definitely a great start. And when I say listening to black women, what that means is listening to them and removing your ego from the conversation. I know it can be really difficult, especially online, when you're hearing women in general kind of saying, men are trash. I know that's a phrase that gets thrown around a lot on social media, but what women, and especially black women, really mean by that isn't just, oh, he didn't call me today, so he's trash. What it means is this exact situation. We go through things that sometimes we don't even talk about. We experience traumas, we experience abuse, we experience microaggressions, and so many other things that we're just simply afraid to discuss. And if we had people in our lives that we felt that we can go to, that we feel like we could be supported by, and tell them how we're feeling without the need for rebuttal or, without them making us out to be angry or, just really not listening like they could, I think we would all be better off. So I guess for me, if I would say what protecting black women looks like, I really do think it starts with listening to black women. And I think it also goes with holding yourself and others accountable, right? So, homeboys, talking to my black brothers right here. When you hear your homeboy doing some foul stuff, if you see them doing some foul stuff, please don't be afraid to check them. We need more men like that on our side. White people, other people of color, same thing for you because this goes across the board. If you see or hear of black women being disrespected, whether that's in your own personal life, you're in a personal relationships, if that's on the work in the workplace, which is number one, if it's in the workplace, wherever you are, make sure that you are defending black women. We need you. We can't do it all ourselves. This is a group effort. This is something that needs to change across the board. And I think that if we all come together and offer the support that these black women are looking for, we can make this be a better situation for us. I definitely think it can be done, but it takes some effort. So start listening to black women. Ask them how they need to be protected. Again, protection looks different for other people. Don't be afraid to ask the question. And also don't be afraid to ask if you've ever done anything to make a black woman feel like she isn't protected. Is there anything that you've ever said? Is there anything that you've ever agreed with that kind of makes a black woman give you the side eye? Don't be afraid to ask. You need to know how you're going to be able to be of help. Okay? So, again, to Tory Lanez, see ya. Hashtag deport Tory Lanez. It's Team Megan over here all day, every day. Team Hot Girl. But always and always is Team Black Women around here. Okay? So that's it for this week's episode of Just Checking In, another Strong Friend Check-In mini-sode. I'm your girl, Adriana Sequel, and I'll catch y'all back here next week. Bye.
Time for your mind.